Okay, welcome to my channel. So what I'm gonna do today is making cut slots using half-moon knife. So I just brought this knife. I recently purchased this one. Okay, so now I'm manually making the cut slot. If you can see, I already make a few lines already before making this video. Okay, you can see I'm marking using the wing divider. So the black line is actually following the shape of the card. So I'm making and finding the middle point so that I only need to cut once. I will fold this over later. So another thing to take note, that is the length of the upper part of the cut slot. I already punch using French shape puncher or iron, so that I can make the line so it perfectly line my stitches. Okay, this is a very nice half-moon knife from Wuta. I purchased it on Shopee. It's around 160 ringgit plus shipping, like 170. Okay, it's come very sharp. Okay, okay, now I'm folded in half, so I only need to cut twice. I really love this knife for cutting the pattern. As you can see, it really follow the line easily. Okay, just take note that when using this kind of knife, you might slip and you can injure your fingers badly. So I'm just learning using this knife. So you can see I'm making a few mistakes that can be disastrous. Later on in this video, you can see I'm making a lot of mistakes using this knife. So as this is actually extremely sharp because the bevel is quite steep. I do not know how much the angle on this particular knife. Okay, I do not measure it, but it's very sharp and quite shallow angle. So now we got this cut slot finish. Okay, and we're gonna testing this knife for cutting on the leather next. Okay. What I love about this half-moon knife, or people also call this one head knife, is that for their ability to cut pattern following the lines very perfectly. You can make curve, you can also make straight line quite easily, depending on how you position or angle your knife. So what the leather I'm using here is goat, vegetable goat. So I'm using the tip of the knife and rotate it a bit forward. Okay, so see, that's dangerous. Okay, and then to make a easier cut for the straight line, okay, you can use more of the, instead of the tip, you can use more on the curve part. Just tilt more. Okay, so now we almost got the basic shape, and then Now it's cutting the curved part. Okay. Before actually start using this knife, you really need a surface like mine for it to really glide. What I'm using is a kind of industrial plastic or engineering plastic. This is copolymer acetal. Okay, it's protect your knife from dull quite easily, and it also glide your knife, especially using this knife, so it's quite comfortable. Okay, now actually I'm not stropping yet this knife, so it's look quite hard, and I'm not yet familiarized myself how to cut using this knife, so quite awkward a bit. But it is nice experience because I do not have to change my knife to another knife. It's good to have another knife for when you need a very sharp edge, a fresh sharp edge. You can make standby, and yeah, this will be my main knife from now on. As you can see, it's skive quite nicely for the small part. Okay, this is quite difficult because of my positioning. I think I need to learn more how to do this properly. What I like about skiving using head knife is that you can make a very steeper skiving, I mean. So for making a cut slot like this, you can also use a French edger to remove the bulk, but perhaps only using this knife also we can achieve the same effect. So see how dangerous is that? Very close to my finger, so need to keep the push of the knife away from my body part, for my fingers. So you see, it's quite nice to skive like that, and it's not that hard to remove that material. Even using French edger, actually you really need a very sharp one. If it's dull, it's quite hard to remove like this. So we're nearly there. Making to a line to remove the material properly. With practice, I think this can perhaps under 3 minutes or 5 minutes perhaps. Mind you that I do have bell skiver. I just want to use this for show how the knife can actually skive for slot. See, I'm taking a very nice clean a little piece at a time. So how I know how deep to go? Actually, for leather like this, you can see the dense part and the loose part quite prominently. So when you reach that dense part where the fibers are more packed, you can stop there. Okay, that's, I think they call corium, the part where they call corium. So yeah, finish. So that this is just a prototype. Okay, the side flush. Quite thin. This one is thick. Okay. Each slot is like 5 minutes. It's not so bad.